So I wanted to do a top 10 video for Castle Couch. My name is Olivier Bouchard, if you don't know already. It came to my attention that I'm not a great reader of script. So I decided I would just improvise and do the video like in person, like the personal way. Just like talking my mind about those top 10 games that I choose to be my favorite this year. It might be messy, it might be a little bit random, and I might do mistakes because like my English is not perfect, so, well, forgive me, I guess. Forgive me. So, like, I'm not gonna take more time and we'll go with the top 10 right away. Let's go. I have a lot of issues with how Life is Strange deal with some of its characters, especially the character development and some of its theme too. That being said, like, the Telltale style of game and Telltale game themselves are kind of tired for me these days. Like, there's so many of them, and Life is Strange is not answer to those, and they actually make good on the system, make good on that kind of game in a way that I haven't seen since the first Walking Dead. I think it's very impressive, and I think it's a daring game to tackle some of the subject it tackles. Even if it doesn't succeed all the time, I think it should be recommended for what it succeeds, because it succeeds well enough. Testament of how good 2015 was that like Fallout 4 stands in the number 9 of my top. I think it's fair to say that Fallout 4 is a little bit disappointing, not because it's like a lesser game than the other Bethesda game, it's not, it's as good as their best stuff, but because it's not better than Skyrim was, and that's a little bit disappointing. That being said, playing Fallout 4 these games are like no other, and even if you can say that the role-playing part of them are a little light compared to some other role-playing game, just like there's no game on the market that does exploration like the Bethesda game, and for me, because of that's the most interesting RPG of the year, even in a year where The Witcher 3 came out, which is also a good game. I still think I prefer the openness of the Bethesda stuff, and that nobody can compete with.
My God. Our soldiers will raid. War never changes.
Don't you die on me, damn it!
He's dropping!
Intubate, now! Cardiac arrest, he's in VFib!
Clear!
So if Fallout 4 is my open world RPG game of the year, the open world game of the year is probably Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain. It's a game that has a lot of flaw, mainly the writing, the characters are not great, I don't think the directing is good either, but what is there in the gameplay department is amazing and is something new and fresh. The way the multiple systems interact with each other in this game is something I never seen before. You could see like similar stuff in a game like Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4, but I think it's realized in a much more potent way here, and it makes Metal Gear Solid V one of the most interesting games of the year, despite the many flaws it has. Snakebird is super hard, and sometimes it feels like it might be a little too hard for what it is supposed to be. Though, in reality, when you finally finish that level you were stuck on for hours in Snakebird, you realize that as simple as the game seems, Numenon, the developer of the game, like succeeded in creating a system that has so many possibilities and that has so many variables playing off of each other that it can create very intricate puzzle while being seemingly super simple at the core. And where Snakebird succeeds, whereas so many other puzzle game fails, is that it always brings something new to the table. It's a very impressive package because of it, because there's no filler, because there's no useless level, and because all of them will make your brain hurt. I don't remember if it were Anna or Andrew that said that Plug and Play is such a me game, but it's exactly what it is. Like, Plug and Play is an Olivier game through and through because it's a weird, strange thing that just does what it want to do without caring about any other game on the market. And I value that kind of originality and marginality. A lot of players will just look at it and say it's random for the sake of random. I don't think it is. I think there's intent there, and I think it's well constructed, even being super random. And it's such a funny thing, and it kind of is touching too. Every time there's a new From Software game, I'm afraid that it's going to be the one that I'm too fatigued to play, that I don't like anymore. But Bloodborne wasn't that one. It is impressive of From Software has been able to put out, it's their 4th game in the series right now, and all of them are amazing on their own merits. Even if they are very similar to each other, they all give you something different. And in Bloodborne, it's the new setting, it's the faster combat, it's the bosses and the one-on-one hunter fight, even if some of those are kind of shitty. It's such an amazingly well-designed game, and you have to give it to From Software that they are able to put out sequels or game in a similar style that still feel like they bring something new to the table. It is a fact that most of the level you're gonna play in Super Mario Maker are gonna be complete crap, and that's kinda lame. But then, once in a while, there's gonna be this magical moment where you find the level of someone that just wanted to create something fun to play, or something that touched their sensibilities because they wanted to play as a Goomba for a whole level. And they did that. And not only Mario Maker gives you the tool to create those levels, it gives you the tool to see what the people around the world wanted to play, and I think that's very powerful. And because the tools are so simple to use, it gives the opportunity to everybody to create level in a way that game like Little Big Planet never succeeded to do. There's no other game this year that got dismissed by the mainstream press that much without really deserving it. I feel Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is suffering from the comparison to a game like Gone Home, because Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is giving you the time to think. It's a game about empty space as much as it is about its story, whereas other game in the type like Gone Home always showed you more story, like the next step in the story was just around the corner, whereas in Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, it wants you to walk slowly around this village and just bask in the mood. It's a contemplative game that never takes away the control from you, and I think that is an amazing game that got dismissed for all the wrong reasons. Intermission. So the next 2 games are my 2 games of the year. I was flipping them back and forth at number 2 and number 1 for quite a while, because both of those games are something important to me and do stuff that video games don't do enough, I think. And I went in the end with the emotional choice. I think the game that I have on number 2 might be more interesting in the gameplay department because of what it does, but the first one is very dear to me for what it says and because of the screenplay, and it got me very emotional. So I'm just gonna show those games without talking over them, just show just show the game as they are, one of my favorite parts of each, and that is gonna be hit for my top 10.
How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. She pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself? To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between. You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.